You know what really helped me go from making $1,200 per launch in 2020 to making over $800,000 per launch in 2023? Guys, I'll give you a hint. It wasn't a secret formula. It wasn't a magical hack or strategy. And it definitely wasn't a grind till you die mentality. You guys, it was getting in the right room in front of the right people. And that right circle of influence raises the bar, helping us set new, higher expectations for ourselves and elevate our standards for the life we live and the business we operate. Because the truth is that we don't know what we're truly capable of until we get into the room with the people who are going bigger than us, scaling higher and showing us what is possible. When you join us in Austin at Burnout to All Out Live this October, you will be stepping into the room. This 2 to 3 day experience, depending on if you go VIP, is the most results-oriented event for business owners and entrepreneurs. It's unlike any other event you've attended. If you're looking for dynamic growth opportunities, cutting edge ideas, a supportive community, and energizing inspiration to help you elevate your business and upgrade your life, you'll find it at Burnout to All Out Live. But I have to warn you, last year the seats sold out weeks in advance. As a matter of fact, our gold VIP tickets, and I'm recording this ad in January, are totally sold out already. They've been snatched up. We do have some silver VIP tickets for that extra third day, and there's a good chance we're going to totally sell out this event again. So if you want in, I encourage you to grab your ticket now before the prices go up and the silver VIP tickets are completely gone. Check out the show notes from this podcast episode for the link to grab your ticket to secure your spot at Burnout to All Out Live 2024, where we will be elevating you. Or if you have a web browser handy, open up a new tab and go to www.burnout2allout.co/live-events. Can't wait to see you there. Hey. I hope you guys enjoy these, what I'm calling podcast shorts for my Burnout to All Out community. This is just a little peek behind the curtain of the coaching that goes on inside of my programs. We're bringing to you some of the best nuggets and coaching I'm giving within hot seats of all of our different programs, whether it's our LinkedIn Method Academy, our mini mastermind business basics, all the way up to our higher level mastermind. If you're hearing some of these questions and you're like, man, I wish I could get my burning question answered by Melissa. Hey, guess what? You could be featured on my podcast. If you've got a question that you want answered and you submit it to my team and we pick it, we will bring you here to the podcast for our podcast shorts and do a hot seat with you. Where can you submit your questions? Send them to teamburnout2allout.co. We'll make sure we drop that in the show notes for our podcast shorts. And I hope that you guys find as much value in these shorts as our clients do inside the program. Need some effective tactical advice that actually helps you get results and makes a real difference in your life and business? You've come to the right place. If you're finding yourself here today, it means you're getting ready to gain serious traction in your business, rapidly multiply your income and impact, and you're ready to make it happen while living all out. Guys, I'm Melissa Hinault, your trustworthy corporate dropout turned six-figure business burnout turned happy and healthy CEO of a multi-million-dollar online business. And you're listening to the Burnout to All Out podcast. On this show, we're serving up innovative growth strategies, simple implementation methods to put them into practice, and action-stimulating inspiration tailored specifically for the modern entrepreneur. Let's dive in. Is it
Maeva, yes.
Yes. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good. Well, I'm happy to join today. One of my wins, I've been becoming more active on LinkedIn and commenting more on different posts from my network. And I've started adding more leads or more contacts, and people are really happy to see direct messages. And I see that it's kind of warm already. So, yeah, that's my win for today.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I'm feeling a bit stuck or like, yeah, a bit in a spot where I don't know where to go. I'm struggling with my branding and my virtual storefront because I'm wearing multiple hats. So I'm in the big spheres of education, community engagement, and outreach. And I'm a PhD candidate. So really appreciate the journey you've been on as well. It's very interesting. So PhD candidate in geography. I work with community-based projects, a lot with remote communities, indigenous communities, and using video and arts-based tools. I'm also a co-founder of an online education platform for K-8, so younger groups. So we work with teachers and story partners that are mostly researchers. So my avatar tends to be researchers, I guess, busy and successful researchers. And I also do side gigs, so consulting, research associate for different research projects, mostly around knowledge mobilization, community engagement, education content creation. So don't have many extra hours in the day. And so I'm thinking about offering something that could be more of a passive income. So content like of a course and coaching, perhaps. I just don't know yet what it's going to look like. So because of that, my branding, a virtual storefront is kind of difficult to pin down. So I'm hoping you might have some advice on where to go.
Yeah, this is exciting. So you're like spinning a lot of plates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So you've got a social media management kind of business, right?
Online education. It's a like platform, like a nature Netflix kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, for kids.
Okay. So online education. Well, okay. So a lot of it revolves around children and education, right?
Mm-hmm. And higher education support, I guess, in terms of researchers and their needs and outreach and their needs in education. Yeah.
So it sounds like kind of like education is like the umbrella. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so what are you struggling with when it comes to branding on that?
Yeah, for example, for my headline on LinkedIn, it's really hard to pin down because I'm wearing multiple hats. So I tend to just put forward in terms of what I'm supporting people with: facilitation, education, connection, and looking at what people's feedback are. Like they tend to tell me, oh, you're a good connector, you know everybody. Blah, blah, blah. So I tend to put forward what I'm supporting people with rather than a specific role. But I find it's kind of so broad that it's really hard for me to get new leads because people first they think I'm too busy to work with them, but also like, yeah, it's just hard to pin down what I can really do for them, perhaps.
Okay. What are some of the results or the experience people can get from working with you?
Creating new trainings and new courses. I've been doing some curriculum development and co-teaching with some professors, education content, knowledge mobilization and dissemination of research, community engagement. And I also been asked for a few times, people who are researchers but not used to community-based research, they've been asking me for advice and how to start and what resources are there and things like that. So that's also something I think that could be a potential avatar.
Okay, awesome. So I think that we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to have everything that we do in our headline. And I think this is a classic example of where you may want to be, you can lead if you want with one area in your headline. If there's one area you're a little bit more focused on than the others. Mm-hmm. But I think that where you're going to get clarity is, if I were you, I would lead with something in my headline that's definitely education, mm-hmm. has the words maybe education, course, expert. Like you could use some of these keywords, but I think that the main word that needs to be in there is education. We'll pull it up mm-hmm. in just a second. But I don't want you to feel like you have to stuff all of it in your headline. Mm-hmm. Where you're really going to unfold the story is in your summary and in your content, right? So 9 times out of 10, people are not going to come straight to your profile to see you. They're going to see your content in the feed. So you can have a fairly general headline, at least in the first couple of words, that allude to your expertise in the education arena. and or even with content and course creation. But I think that the key is going to be in the summary, breaking it down into categories of your expertise. And looking at those categories that you break down in your summary can actually also become what we call content pillars that you focus on different days, right? So instead of feeling like, oh, I've got to mesh this all together, but it's like, how do I do that? Don't, right? Maybe on Mondays, you're really speaking to course creation. Maybe on Tuesdays, you're speaking more to community-based resources. Maybe on Wednesdays, you're speaking to your subject matter expertise around online education. But what I'm saying is you can take all the different categories and actually break them down into subject matter expertise content days on different days. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it's a great point. And that can help me create my content from those different hats and fields and kind of meshing, instead of meshing them, kind of having them the separate content creation.
Exactly. And so you think about some of the clients you work with that are working with you on course creation or like new training, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like think about what were their challenges and how has what they've done with you overcome whatever challenges or problem that they had? What solution has it solved by doing this work with you? And let that unfold in your content, kind of in your story. It can be written form. It can be video. Another one we love to do, you guys will see this, like we'll launch our next business basics group in January. So you'll see kind of closer to the end of the year, we'll start our marketing campaign will pivot a little bit towards business basics. Mm-hmm. And you'll see what we call carousels where you can swipe. And there'll be little case studies of like clients in our program. And here was their problem. Here's where they were in their business. And then you swipe and start to learn about what they were advised on, what changes they made, what output it made on their business, what the results were, right? So you can play with that a little bit too, all of you. You can do kind of like case studies or testimonials that create education as they swipe, but also are kind of marketing your own expertise or program at the same time, right? Does that make sense?
Yes, very much.
And then on like the last slide, and I think maybe we talked about this morning, that last slide, don't be afraid to create a call to action. Mm-hmm. If this content was valuable to you and you would like to learn more, contact me at XYZ, right? Mm-hmm. Create the call to action. Make it very obvious for them that you're not just sharing this to be nice, but it's actually a business of yours and you're an expert and you can help them, right? Mm-hmm. The people who are really in that swim lane out of all of your network, they're going to see that because it's relevant to them versus your post the next day, which speaks to a different audience that you're working with, right?
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys, so much for listening in on today's podcast episode. And I can't wait for you to see my upcoming guest in the next episode. You are going to love this keynote speaker. Hey, here's the deal. If you liked this, please subscribe and leave a review. And you want the latest online business growth strategies and exclusive LinkedIn pro tips sent straight to your phone? Text the word update to 704-318-2285. That is, text the word update to 704-318-2285. Can't wait to see you guys. Come find me over on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever you like to hang. Cannot wait to hear how you are enjoying and applying what you're learning. You guys reach out to me over on social because I love hearing what's resonating with you. When you reach out to me and you send me those personal DMs, they really do impact the content I continue to bring forward to you. So again, come find me, Melissa_Hinault over on Instagram, Melissa Hinault over on LinkedIn and Facebook. Can't wait to see you guys over there.